This is Sean Duffy, and he is the current transportation secretary. He is the person in charge of making sure that trains, buses, planes, and cars get to and from places as safely as possible. And he has been failing at that job because, as you know, there's been a string of crashes. There was of course, there's very well-known Washington, D.C. helicopter crash with a passenger flight. This Delta flight that ended with this really shocking result. And then literally yesterday, a helicopter fell apart with a family in it. So disturbing, so sad. And Sean Duffy says that he knows why this is happening. And it's because, he says, of Elon Musk. Now, before we get to this stunning statement by Sean Duffy, really passing the buck off and the blame on to Elon Musk, I do think Elon Musk's time in this White House is very limited. So enjoy it while you can, because Elon Musk is going to be going away. I guarantee you that. But let's just remind you that this isn't the first blow up between Sean Duffy and Elon Musk. The New York Times reported last month that Mr. Duffy and Mr. Musk were at times fighting with each other when they went back and forth about the state of Federal Aviation Administration's equipment for tracking airplanes and what kind of fix was needed. Howard Lutnick, who we all know, Howard Nutlick, the Commerce Secretary, jumped in to support Mr. Musk. But Sean Duffy said the young staff of Elon Musk's team was trying to lay off air traffic controllers. And he goes, "What am I supposed to do?" Mr. Duffy said, "I have multiple plane crashes to deal with now, and your people want me to fire air traffic controllers." Elon Musk then told Sean Duffy that his assertion was a, quote, lie. I can just hear him saying that. And Sean Duffy then insisted it was not. He had heard from them directly. Elon Musk, asking who had been fired, said, "Give me their names, tell me their names." And then Sean Duffy said there were not any names because he had stopped them from being fired, because Elon Musk is slower. The ketamine has seeped into the crevices of his brain. At another point, Elon Musk insisted that people hired under diversity, equity, inclusion programs were working in control towers. This is just... And then Sean Duffy pushed back on Elon and said he did not have any details on that, but said during the longer back and forth that Sean Duffy had his phone number and should call him if he had any issues to raise. This is Donald Trump's White House. The exchange ended with Donald Trump telling Sean Duffy that he had to hire people from MIT as air traffic controllers. These air traffic controllers needed to be, quote, geniuses. We have idiots running everything. And Sean Duffy, when all these planes and everything's collapsing, helicopters falling out of the sky, so many delays on flights. I don't know if you've flown recently, but flying is, I don't know, it doesn't feel safe, and it certainly isn't as efficient as it used to be. I blame him. Sean Duffy's focused on water pressure for shower heads.
But the president's talking about shower heads. You don't have enough water that can come through your shower head because of Biden's regulations. And so again, fixing small things like that, hopefully it's going to get the dishwashers. Wouldn't it be great if dishwashers worked again, where you don't have to wash your dishes first and then put them in the dishwasher to actually get a little heat on them? I mean, common sense stuff he's doing. But
yeah, Transportation Secretary focused on the big things. And I want to remind you that when Elon Musk and Donald Trump were going to have, or not Elon Musk, sorry, when Donald Trump was going to have a cabinet meeting with his cabinet, Elon Musk wasn't invited, then he was invited, then he wasn't invited, and then he ended up showing up. But look at what Sean Duffy said about Elon Musk.
Elon may not be there, but the conversation about government efficiency, I think, is still going to be there, as if Elon was in the room.
Yeah. So they're trying to sideline this man. And now I do believe that Sean Duffy is taking it a step further by trying to really point the blame on why some things aren't as efficient as the government used to be. The Department of Government Efficiency has actually made the government inefficient. And Sean Duffy puts that blame squarely on Elon Musk. Listen to this. Real quick, if you're liking the video, please hit like on the video. It does so much to help make sure this video gets seen by as many pro-democracy Americans as possible. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It costs you nothing and it means everything to me. Thank you so much.
Cut your way into new, but I want to talk about Doge for a second. Okay, I know there's been a lot of people there's been some freak out, there's been some concern, there's been a lot of emotion. And I would just tell you, do I want to make our government more efficient? Do I want to be able to do a little more with a little less? Because then I put more money into the great work that we do. Yeah, I want to do that. But you can't do that without good people, right? And so, though I want us to be more efficient, I also look, and as I think of Doge cutting things, I don't know about that elsewhere, but we actually build things here, right? You can't cut your way to a new road. You can't cut your way to a new bridge. You can't cut your way into a new air traffic control system. So we're actually going to build in this department. And if I don't, and you don't all build with me, the president's going to come back in probably 4 months and go, where are the roads? Where are the bridges? Where's the airspace revamp? And he's going to give us a very hard time. And so let me just, but yeah. I want to talk about Doge.
As written here, Trump's transportation secretary blames Elon Musk and Doge for cuts after multiple fatal aircraft crashes. And so this is Sean Duffy sensing the way in which the wind is blowing. And he knows when someone looks weak and ready to be pounced on, and he's doing the pouncing really quickly. Because he's right. I mean, the thing is he's right. You can't not build roads. You can't not, there's no way to cut your way into building a road. It costs money to build a road. Now, there are things we could do to make that more efficient. There are ways in which the government could create incentives for companies to make building roads more efficient, more climate neutral. That's not what he's interested in. But regardless, it's a really interesting moment that Elon Musk and Donald Trump and Sean Duffy seem to be kind of at battle right now. And I am just very eager to see how this all shakes out. And let's just end with something positive, shall we? 36,000 people, and this could be an undercount, at least 36,000 people, according to Bernie Sanders, showed up in LA to rally against oligarchy. And as I wrote here, Americans are pissed, and anyone ignoring that is making a big mistake. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch a little bit of the rally, but I have to tell you, it made me feel so inspired and hopeful. And those are feelings that are too far and few between. So I am going to keep watching these rallies, and I am 100% going to go to one if one gets close enough to the DC area. I don't know if they will, because that doesn't seem like, it seems like they want to go to swingy areas, but maybe I'll fly to one. But anyway, I implore you, I live streamed the whole thing, and it's on the channel if you want to watch some of it. But it's just incredible what's happening. Americans are rising up, and we're not going to let a fascist take over the country we love. And this is such a great sign that we're willing to show up and do the work to make sure that Donald Trump does not get total power. And I love it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.